started movie making when I was in 4th grade. So joy of it, on my YouTube channel, I have a video of myself with my first video. So if we have time, I'll show it to you guys. And then as a parent, you know, try to encourage my kids to make videos. And then now sitting where you guys are teachers and trying to incorporate more video within the classroom, more technologies within the classroom. And I've been throughout the whole spectrum where, you know, high-end equipment, which equipment do we use, Macs, PC. So I think I narrowed it down where I think mobile devices, I think, is the key. Because how many of you guys have mobile devices? Raise your hand, please. Okay. So if you guys look around, majority of the kids and parents and people do have mobile devices. So I think that is the key, rather than me having 1 camera or 2 cameras and then having 30 kids hover around 1 camera or 1 desktop. So I think that's what's hard. If I talk fast, just let me know. Raise your hand at any time. This is an interactive presentation. So if you have any questions, please shout it out, because I'm here for you guys. I think that's the whole point. Okay, there's my website. My email address. I'll have it up here if you guys need it. Okay. It's right in front of you guys, but we're going to be using the app Splice. So if you guys have an Apple device, go ahead. I'm sorry, Android. This is not an Android-based app. So if you guys have iPad or an iPod or an iPhone, go ahead and download Splice. Is it right there on there for you guys? Okay. Can you guys take 5 minutes, no more than 5 minutes, turn to somebody, and I want you guys to share a quick story. Teachers, what happened this year? What's your funniest moment this year, last year? Kids, what happened this summer? I want you guys to share a quick experience with somebody. Okay, go ahead and do that. What I'm trying to have you guys do is, as small or as short as your experience are, I think what you guys are just now creating is the story, all right? And I think everybody has a great story to tell. As simple as the dog getting thrown into the tree. As soon as you tell me that, I'm starting to make my movie in my head. As soon as you guys start telling me that you're coming up with a band, I'm seeing a story happening here. So I think the kids always have an opportunity to create that, as simple as it is. It's always a story, and I think that's where we need to start. And that's what I've learned. Storytelling it comes down to that story. It comes down to a story to tell about the dog, about the band, okay? And it's the art, and it really is an art. I think that's the problem with nowadays is everybody has a phone, everybody's taking video, everybody's taking footage, so everybody believes that they can do it, you know? So it's like, oh, I got a phone, I took great videos. It's like, no, you captured some footage, but you didn't make any videos. So I think that's what we need to kind of distinguish from. Digital storytelling is telling a story through any type of device, a camera, a tablet, an iPod. And it doesn't just come down to a story, too. It can be a persuasive, if you want to do a persuasive speech, it comes down to something historical or something reflective. And you can use all that, the Common Core, which we'll find out. You can mix everything in there, graphs. You can use it. I use it a lot for math. I help out PE teachers use it, create instructional videos. Creating videos for the school as far as how to follow rules. We use tribes here, so we've done that for tribes. Just recording different types of videos. You're going to use that storyline. I know it's a lot of stuff, but teachers out there, this is the Common Core right here. So it does hit. It does hit. You know, let me know if you guys want a copy of it. I'll email it to you guys. Okay, so but it is out there, and it's looking throughout there, looking at the different components in math and in language arts and history. It just overlaps. So using technology is just smart. You have to. I mean, all the kids are involved using technology, so adding a video component in there is just wise. I mean, and there's more buy-in too. Okay, how many guys ever heard of a site called YouTube? Anybody? All right. Okay. I think it's a small. I mean, how many? It's out there. One of the best thing was I did a presentation, and I was talking to an older lady, and I asked her, so what'd you do this summer? She said, I learned how to fix a lawnmower. I'm like, wow, how'd you do that? She goes, I watched YouTube, and I learned how to change out the carburetor. So people are watching it. People are watching videos to learn things, and I think it is wise for the kids to start creating it, you know? I take my top-end student, and I said, I need you to create a video showing perimeter. They're like, oh, I can do that, but here's the thing. I'm going to post it. And if anybody finds any mistakes on it, you know, they're gonna tag it, and they're gonna tell me about it. So he makes sure that he does his best job and make sure there's no mistakes. The script is written out, the storyboard is set. So they really put a lot of time into it. It's not just a quick video. So the big question is, where do you start and how do I start, with kids, with everyone else? The thing is, have a simple idea. You start out with dogs. Just, okay, you have 2 dogs here. There's my characters, right? What's going to happen? Oh, well, here's the conflict. Who's the bully, the little dog or the big dog?
The little dog.
Oh, see, perfect. See, the little dog is the bully. There's your antagonist, and your protagonist is the big dog. Leave me alone, little dog. And then what happens? That conflict, the fighting, right? And the end result is the dog getting flown into the tree, right? So there you go. There's that resolution. So a quick little story like that. The band, forming that band. But the problem is, where do we rehearse? You got your lead singer or whoever formed the band trying to get everyone together. So the practice time. So a lot of this, the story is already there, just how you capture the video and how you tell it. On your guys' table there, you should be equipped with storyboards. There's example storyboards. On the back there, I'm going to challenge you guys to create a movie. My goal is that you guys can create a movie. My challenge is you guys can create a movie in 45 minutes or less from beginning to end. That's going to be my challenge. We did one today in 25 minutes. My students did. And I'll show you guys the video. And it's not perfect, but the thing is, it's a step forward. So where I've done videos in the past, and the turnaround time is roughly a week to 2 weeks from beginning to end. And that's a lot of time. And by the time you guys know with projects, they get done with it, they're burnt out. So I think with the turnaround time of 2 to 3 days getting this videos out from planning to finish editing, I think you guys can produce more videos and really quality videos at that. And that's where it goes. Have a simple idea, you write a script, you draw out a storyboard or have a plan, you practice, rehearse, and then you film. You film and edit. That's basically the steps there. Now, going with the SEVA Awards, I've learned that the first project is easiest to do and to take on is that 30-second, the 30-second PSA or the 30-second commercial. Because I have kids really ambitious come to me and goes, oh, I got this video idea. Okay, it's going to be 2 hours long, and it's going to be this. It's going to involve a car chase. I'm like, why don't we start out with 30 seconds first? Just do 30 seconds, because in 30 seconds you can tell a lot. And that's their homework. Go home and watch a commercial, and you can see a lot happen in 30 seconds. 30 seconds it can. So within a 30-second PSA, a public service announcement, you can also do a reviewing a book. In 6th grade, we do ancient civilization. So they can visit an ancient town. In science, math, and grammar lessons, we're starting to incorporate, instead of learning new vocab words, they actually have to act out the vocab words. So we call them, before we had vocab pick, now it's a vocab video. So in 30 seconds, how can you tell us how can you show us what discombobulated means? So they will have the words out, they have synonyms, they will have the root words, they will have the origin of the word. I mean, it's all there. And then homework help too. Like we said, the kids are now, I'm testing this out, but the kids are now creating math videos, and they're creating more homework helps where they can upload the videos on YouTube, and then I can post it on my webpage, and then that way they can get the help. The whole flipping the classroom, it's out there. I know a lot of the teachers have heard that, so just how to incorporate that. And it's in the process. I think more people are learning how to do it. I think it's more towards the upper end, the high school, but I'm trying to figure out a way to integrate it into the elementary stage. I mean, it's still hard, and I'm still learning a lot. I mean, my whole plan this summer kind of fell flat when the kids really, didn't do what I thought they were going to do in my head. But it's okay. I'm taking a couple steps back and learning in the process. So I'm still learning myself. Okay. So when you have that simple idea, I beg of you guys to keep it simple. We did a PSA for the SEVAs. And one of the kids, a 6th grader, wanted to do a great PSA. It's about drinking and driving. His story was that these kids, or these adults, were leaving the bar, and they're going to get into the car and drive home. And the friends stopped them from drinking and driving. But the problem is the actors were 6th graders. So I'm saying, okay, well, what bar are you guys going to leave from? Where are you guys going to? What car do you guys have? Oh yeah, we didn't really think about that. So keep the idea simple. Think about what can happen within the classroom, what can happen with just right outside the classroom. So make sure, because simple ideas like the dog and the band can be just simply told and easily told. Okay, make sure again, have a beginning, middle, and end. Have only one major conflict too. One major conflict, because the dog are always constantly fighting, so let's try to solve that. But then you can add it on too, like the band, you know, with the band, there's constantly problem, right? Well, what if this one guy never shows up and he has a conflict with another guy in the band, and then the instrument, he's a borrowed instrument. So you can come up with a lot of the conflicts, but stick to one major conflict and resolve that. I think that's the best way to kind of keep it simple. You know, and when you guys have mastered that, that's when you guys start building on to increasing the length of the video. And the last one, can it be done? What I'm going to show you guys today through the mobile apps, it's a very simple program. You can lay down musical tracks, you can lay down simple sound effects, but you know, if you guys are doing a space video, oh, I want to fly through the air, I want to have like aliens and spacecrafts come down and shoot laser beams. I was like, well, that's probably more like a higher end video editing system. So that's like advanced editing. So it can be done, you know. Like at our school, we just set up our green screen. So we do have a green screen technology. So when we're making music videos, one of my students tried to film a scene at McDonald's. And if you guys ever try to film in public places, you gotta get their permission, and McDonald's really strict. So I said, good luck doing that. But what we can do is get a picture of McDonald's online and then have you guys green screen on the back. So that worked out fine. So again, make sure it can be done too. So, you know, no, I would stay away from car chases and machine gun shooting and big, you know, spaceship things. So aliens coming down there, you know. We see it all the time through, you know, Iron Man and everything else when we want to shoot laser beams and all that, but really ask yourself, can it be done? Once you have a script, and I have an example of a script, scripts are really simple to create. I like doing scripts. I tried to write books early on when I was teaching, and it's hard. It's really hard to do, and I don't know if any of you guys ever tried to write a book, but I think scripts are fun and easy. You know, you guys can see how it's laid out. There's not much writing to do. You ask kids to write a paragraph, and you see what they say and what their face looks like. But when we ask them to create a script, it's really simple, you know? I'm sorry if you guys can't see that too well, but it's just really simple. Larry says, angry, come over here, you know? Big Bear says, calmly, stop yelling at me. So it's the point, okay? It gets down to the nitty-gritty of what a character is saying and what you need to say. You know, the rest is on you on how you guys act. Okay. The rule is basically 1 page of script would equal to about 1 minute of video time. Okay, and that's pretty much true to when you guys are creating scripts. So think about that. So, you know, if you guys are creating a commercial, it's just a really simple script. The one on yellow paper right behind the storyboard examples, if you guys look at that, that's about a 30-second commercial right there. So you can see if you ask a kid to create that, they can get it done. It's not something that's too overwhelming, you know. So it's a really simple script. After you guys create a script, you guys move on to the storyboard. A storyboard is key. It's basically the rough draft in your writing process. You need somewhere to go from. Before they even touch the mobile devices, I need to see their storyboards. I need to see their thoughts. I can see if it's going to work or not through their storyboards. You know, and I have a couple examples there of storyboards up there, and those are, you know, and some of those are more high end, but I recommend that some of your storyboards, when it's out there, it can be just real simple. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate. You just kind of want to tell the camera person, this shot right here, I want it really close. That's all, okay? Make sure on the next shot that you capture both of us, and make sure that you capture our feet too. Simple shot. I'll look through their storyboards like, I notice you don't have any close-ups. You guys might want to do a couple close-up shots there, okay? So quickly, a storyboard is just to kind of get your thought process down, and help the camera person too, because if you're taking video footage, well, your next shot should look like this, exactly like that. Make sure there's minimal headroom. Make sure that the face is right there, you know? Make sure there's 2 people inside the frame. So I'll show you guys a video in a minute where they matched up that storyboard and made the video accordingly. And things are going to change up, of course, as you guys will see. Sometimes shots are switched up, but for the majority, that's where you guys need to follow, is that storyboard, okay? Now, the next one, I'm going to show you guys what a typical video is, okay? At first, I told my students, go shoot a video. We learned about rounding. And I told them, okay, go make a video about the rounding. You know the rules. Everybody, 5th graders and 6th graders, you guys know about the rules, right? 5 or more? Anybody? 5 or more? Okay, 1 more. 4 or less? let it rest, right? So that's what we're learning today. So I'm like, let's create a video. Their job was to come up with a fun song to go with it so we can learn and we can post it. And this is a typical video that you guys are going to see when you ask kids to create a video, okay? It goes with one shot and one sequence only.
I'm Tiandra.
And what am I doing?
It's very typical, and we talked about it. We always critique our videos. I'm like, okay, it was funny, but really you can't understand half the stuff they were saying, And you guys are cracking up because it's really funny, but you know what? We don't know what's going on, so we're kind of lost. So we looked at it again. We did it, and I gave them a couple shot sequence. And again, this was done in about a 25-minute period. So now they kind of know. Now by just adding in a title sequence. Sorry. Here's the same video, but just...
My name's Tiandra.
I'm mad at the rap master. I'm Zelina. This is our ramming song. Yo, I tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I tell you what you want, what you really, really want. I really, really want to teach you a lesson.
If you want to learn how to rhyme, you got to follow all these steps. 5 more boys gotta go for more.
4 more left, now leg rest.
And then with the ending credit. So, and again, this is the turnaround time of 25 minutes. I told them at the end of the lesson, go out there, this is what you guys need to do. So it can be done in a short period of time. And there's a lot more that they need to correct on, but just really quickly, they can turn around. In this 44-second video, I believe there was 8 different types of variety of shots. And I think that's what I broke it down to. A good video is 1, steady shots, 2, good audio, lighting, and variety of shots. If you guys can have all those 4 components, you have a decent video, okay? Working with Doug on the SEVAs and looking at all the kids' video, it surprised me getting, I think, like high school videos. I believe like we watched 50 videos. Out of those 50 videos, 20 of them didn't have any audio. So, I mean, the audio was either shut down or when they recorded, something happened. And those are instantly thrown out. I mean, if you guys think about it, audio is half of your guys' video. So if half of your video stinks, think about what your video already. It can be the best video, but if your audio, you have no audio, you're done. It just gets thrown out. Yes?
So by audio, you mean by like the actual audio from the video or like it's voiced over?
The either or. Mainly, like this video, make sure that you guys shoot in a place where there's not a lot of outside noise, especially school is hard. It might not seem loud in a cafeteria, but if you're doing interviews in here, I'm sure you're going to get a lot of talking involved here. So maybe you want to pull that person outside and focus on the audio alone. We have this whole school, as I tell my students, like, pick a place where you're not going to see anybody. I trust you guys to go out here, and you guys are shooting for me. They know me here. If the kids have the camera, they're doing something for me. So, and if they ever burn that trust, they will never shoot outside again. So they really, I have kids going out front of the school. They have a written permission from me. They're going out there. How long do you guys need? 10 minutes? Okay, go out there in 10 minutes and be back. So find a place where they can shoot. And then if you're doing voiceovers too, you can add on that voiceover afterwards too. With Splice, I'll show you guys how to do a voiceover. So any type of audio, again, make sure the audience understands what's happening and understands that the message that you're trying to convey. So that's really important. Here is a script, storyboard that one of my students did. There was no script involved because there's no talking. It was the PSA done for last year's SEVA, and really proud of them. These were done by 6th graders. I know you guys can't see it really well, but it starts out with a teddy bear. It says girl in mirror, close up to the hand, to the face, extreme close up to the eyes. to one side angle, another side angles, and then wording in that. So 1, 2, 3, 10 squares in a 30-second time. We'll show you the video. And we're lucky enough, it won the SEVAs for the PSA for 6th grade. So here's the video right here. And it's really powerful too. I was surprised when the kids pitched it to me. It was really skeptical. I was like, wow, 6th grade pitching this is, and it was the focus on anti-bullying. So I'm like, you know what, I think it's okay. I mean, it's a really heavy subject and it's really, powerful, but I think it's okay that, 6th graders are creating content like this. I still get goosebumps watching it. I've watched it like 1,000 times. They shot this at least 10 times. They shot it using a mobile phone. And as soon as I got there, I'm like, wow, this is excellent. So then I pitched them, would you like to do it on a higher end camera? And they redid it. I mean, it's funny guys, you guys see the teardrop at the end there, but it took them, I think 30 to 40 minutes just to get that teardrop right. And they would come back to me, oh, look what we did today. I'm like, the writing is kind of blurred. I want to do that again. And they came back and they did it again. They did it again. They did it again. It's just not a one-time process, Any of you guys that have done writing and you guys have practiced songs, you just don't practice one time and you're done. You just don't write something one time. It's over and over again and it's a draft. But I think you have to allow the kids to create, and I think that's what I've made the mistake in the past was the kids didn't create enough videos over and over again to learn from their mistakes. After that 4 or 5 weeks of creating videos, everybody was burnt out. We're done. Okay, we'll start again next year. And that's it, just a one-time project where I think the more videos they are exposed to, the better. Let me see here.
Wow, I can't believe she likes it.
Here's a PSA about picking up trash.
Hey, what are you doing? What? Come here, let's watch you. Take a look at all the trash items. Pretty disgusting, right? Wow, I guess I never realized how much trash is around here. Why don't you show some school pride and help us clean up? It's important that we all do our part to keep not only our school, but parks, streets, and neighborhoods trash-free. Hey, come here. I need to talk to you. Don't be trashy.
So, again, just another 30-second video just to kind of, show school pride and just pick up trash. Let me try to find, this is a high school one using stop animation. Video.
When the darkness falls, I'll still see you there. Smoke gets in your eyes, that's why you look that way. No's hiding far behind.
And that video idea was, if you guys saw, I forgot what commercial it was, but they did the same thing where, they laid it on the ground and they just did stop photography on that. And, the lighting was not the greatest, but, a lot of the ideas that you guys are creating nowadays are borrowed, so nothing is too original out there, but it's just how you guys spin it and how you guys look at it and how you guys film it. The types of shots, a variety of shots that I really recommend people doing is, they called it an established shot or the master shot. Like if I was going to have you talk about a conversation, I would start out filming everybody, getting that established shot first, and then moving in closer. It just helps out set that stage there. And then there are mid shots. There's a close-up. There's extreme close-up. There's different dialogue shots. And I have examples for you guys on the table. But it's nice to have that variety. It really is. Okay, like that first video that we showed you guys with the rounding song. that is the very typical. You just press record and you just record one time and just let it run. Where it is going to be stopped, where it is going to, okay, stop, just introduce yourself, stop, okay, now introduce yourself, stop, and then change up the footage, change up the angles. I think it's really important to have that. That's where that separation between a mediocre film person is and a decent filmmaker. When we're watching the SEVA, you can tell right away the people that just film one shot rather than just multiple edits. So that's what you want to practice on. That's what hopefully you guys will practice on today. Now, the equipment, I know that's like the big end there. I saw some people bring in cameras. I saw some people, most of you guys have your phone devices. I've gone through the whole gamut, like I said. I started out with just using low-end tape cameras, DV cameras, to the one actually Doug set this up with through the cable network, to buying the $1,000 camera, but just having just one camera. So it's like, oh, but nobody touches it but me. But then that didn't really serve the purpose. The whole point was to have kids to learn. Then I went down to DSLRs, $500 cameras. I can get a couple of those, but still, I didn't want the equipment in the kids' hand. The kids need to learn to play with it. So then now the mobile devices are getting better and better. The camera on the iPod and the iPhone is just extremely awesome. You get just very clear, crisp footage. So that's what the route that I'm going is getting kids to shoot more on their mobile devices. But learning, there are certain things that you need to do. Now, the tripod is the most basic equipment that you guys are going to see here. It usually runs from anywhere from $25 on up to into the hundreds. A decent one you can get for $25, but the problem with an okay one is you're probably going to bet that the kid's going to break it. So, you're betting on the kids breaking at least one tripod every year. So you're going to keep on putting money into it. What I found for the mobile devices is the monopod, and I have a link to it. I'll show you. The monopod is the best bang for the buck. It costs on Amazon roughly about $13. And then you get an attachment, it's called an iPod attachment or iPhone tripod attachment. And you put it on there, and then it locks it in there. It's not totally secure, so don't go shaking it around. I made that mistake, and I started shaking around, and there goes my phone. It went flying. Luckily, it was okay. But right there, judging the SEVAs, the most important thing that you see, too, is that the kids are holding the camera, and you see a lot of shakiness. We call it the firefighter shot, because when they shoot, they're just shooting everywhere and they're just spraying everywhere, and you get that seasickness. So by getting that monopod, you just securely attach your phone, and then it's steady, and you can still sweep. You can still do a lot of the things that a camera can do. I like it too because then maybe you can do the overhead shot. Okay, you can still do the follow, the pan. You can do a lot of this with just under $20. So I got a class set. And a lot of these toys, when we have our work session, I welcome you guys to come and play with all these toys. I have a lot of fun toys for you guys to play with. So this is the best bang for the buck right here. It's under $20, and I have the link to on Amazon. So this is what I found. It's been awesome, and it's been saving a lot of issues in the classroom. The skateboard wheel, which is great. The skateboard dolly. This is, I'll show you guys an example shot, but whenever you want to take a shot that sweeps up the desk, you just put your camera on it. Oh, let me grab my camera. And what it does is it captures the footage and it sweeps.
Oh, very cool.
Okay. And people use it for product placements too, where if you guys are going to take a video footage of like a glass, you can sweep and do a 360 sweep around. So there's a lot of variety here, and it looks awesome. I think that's what you want to do. Oh, it's $25 on Amazon too. I have the link to it too. It's called a camera dolly, and there's, again, it goes from $25 all the way up to thousands of dollars. So I recommend you guys just stay within the, and a lot of this stuff you can make yourself too. Okay, but a lot of the footage, when you guys start, I compare it to like cooking. When you start adding more spices to your dish, people will start eating and go, wow, what is that I taste, Rather than just salt and pepper, you're adding way more to it. It's like, I've never tasted that before. I think the same with video footage. When you start adding a variety of shots in it, they get really impressed. Another toy that does the same deal is the cage. And the cage, again, it's just PVC piping, as you can see, and I spray it. And It's for the kids that needs mobile shots, bands. This would be great for the bands because as they're playing, you get the sweep around and you get the steadiness. With 2 hands, you have a better steady shots. And you guys know that when you guys try to shoot footage holding the camera, you get the waviness and the bounciness. And on the SEVA Awards, when we rate the videos, was it shaky? You know, and that's a big part that separates a good video with bad video is the shakiness of the camera. So it's just something that you need to practice at. You can do a lot to it. You can sweep it. Skateboarders out there, they use it all the time, just following people and just learning how to use that. And this is, you know, I think altogether it cost me like around $20. The most expensive one is the ball on here that adjusts, and that's like $13 on Amazon. And then you can get all around the parts for like, you know, a couple of bucks. If you want to spray paint it, it's another couple of bucks. Okay. Then you get into the fun and more expensive toys, you know. Like the dolly right there, this is, you know, it's $100, but, you know, more expensive. It does the same does the same thing here. Let me I keep on forgetting my camera. And again, you guys can play around with it today, and you guys will see the things that it does. You attach it on there, and when you want to sweep the room there, it gives it a smooth sweep. I just have to tighten it up there, okay? And I was telling the guys back there, and the grand bazooka of all the toys is the Jib. The Jib is, you know, again, the $300 toy, where if you guys want to get the high shot of things, you know, where you can sweep the room. We do a lot of music videos, and again, you guys please play around with it today to see if you guys like. This is something that hopefully you can ask your administrators to get. If you guys are doing music videos or whatever, this will be great where, you know, sometimes they're looking up at the sky, you know, or singing and looking up there, and that's how you get that, through the Jib, and the more expensive ones are the long Jibs. I think altogether I got this Jib for $200. So you can do it on a very decent budget. It takes time. And the thing is, we create movies in our classroom, and through the movies, that's how we raise money. So I think we have premiered 4 movies at the Crest Theater in downtown. So we've done Kickstarters to raise close to like $3,000, $4,000 to fund our projects. So, I mean, a professional, an hour-and-a-half movies. So I have copies if any of you guys want to see the movies. Last year's movie was on a mockumentary on Rochambeauing. So I'll show you guys the trailer in a bit. And it was really fun to do, and the kids love it. This year my focus is on more student videos, getting more videos cranked out, and hopefully to get a student film fest going in the Twin Rivers. So that's my goal. Okay? But again, that's the basic equipment that you guys need. You know, that's more what the equipment looks like. You know, I use the one in the middle right there. They have this great quality footage, but that's when the students are ready to step up, that's what I give them. Okay, it looks like you guys are all ready. This is where you guys need to go next to make the highest end. You know, because what I've learned in the past is you give a kid a high-end camera, they're still going to produce garbage. You know, so they still have to get that story element down. While you guys are eating, I want you guys to group up and think of video ideas. Like again, my promise to you guys, I can get you guys making a video in 45 minutes. Now, you don't have to do this, but on the back of the storyboard, I have just a simple script that I wrote. It's called Communicating Nowadays. You know, it's a really easy and fun text. It involves 3, maybe 4 people. 4 people would be best. It involves 3 people sitting in a line. Okay, one person is texting in the middle. Who are you texting? You know. Oh, you know, who are you texting? My friend. And then they say out loud, can you come over this weekend? And then the person to this side leans over and go, oh, I can't, I'm busy. So, you know, literally, you know, funny kind of script where it's just like, why don't you just talk? It's like, no, because it's easier to text. You know, I don't know if you guys ever experienced that. You guys are at the house and you guys text, you know, somebody that's in your house instead of getting up and going to the other room and talking to them. You just text them. So we've all experienced that. Your objective is, in 8 boxes, come up with a quick, how would you sequence that? How would you guys show that? You know, any extreme close-ups, any wide out, any master shots. And I kind of gave you guys a little tip right there. Through Splice, you guys start out with the title shot, then get a master shot, and then the rest is up to you guys, and then end it off with the credit. So I think that's your objective. If you guys are more creative, I have the blank storyboards up there. You guys are more than willing to come up with your own script, you know, and come up with a movie. I think today I really want you guys to play around with it and try Splice. And I have after dinner, I have a quick run through on how to use Splice. The key though really is capturing that good video. Through Splice, you guys are doing everything on that iPhone. I call Splice that one-shop stopping. I hate to use Walmart because, you know, all the things, but maybe Walmart, Target. Everything you guys do, you guys are capturing footage, you guys are editing, adding music on there, and then you guys are exporting out, and it's done. You guys can even upload it on YouTube within your phone. What I had problems in the past was that the kids created movies on the video camera, and then they couldn't upload it on, they had problems. Well, I have a PC at home, and we use Macs at school. Well, I don't know. Okay. Well, I uploaded everything at home, but I can't use it at school because it won't transfer out. You got to bring your computer in. I don't know what's going on. You know? Or they use the Mac lab and it goes, can I use the Mac lab today? No, I can't. I have a dentist appointment. I can't stay after school, but it's due tomorrow. I can't stay after. I can't let you in the room by yourself. And, you know, sometimes they're like, okay, you got an hour, but don't open the door. You know, you do things. But now they have the mobile devices, which is great because I have kids making the videos and going home and coming back the next day ready to finish. You know, I had to go to the bank with my mom, so I did it while I was waiting at the bank. Oh, great. I was waiting for the doctor's office, I did it right there. So I think it's really fast and it's really convenient. And I think the kids are going to have fun with it too. And I think you guys are going to have fun with it. I've had feedback where people went through the whole Apple training program at the Apple store, and they said it's very overwhelming. You know, you're going through 3 days of training where I can get you guys out of here in 45 minutes making a video and really enjoying the process. You know, any other videos, questions, all that, I'm more than happy to help you out, and Doug will more than willing to help you guys out too. But just email me, just let me know I'm here, just come talk to me. Again, please play around with equipment. I welcome you guys to play around and collaborate together, get in teams of 3 or 4 is usually best, and then have fun with this video process. Okay, the very first thing that I recommend you guys do, this is a very bad habit that everybody gets into. When we're filming, everybody hold up your phone on how you would film. Show me your phone. Show me your phone right now. Good, most of you. Awesome. Good, all right, most of you guys. Okay, not too many bad habits. A lot of people get in the habit of doing this, to do that. Okay, what happens is you're going to crop your video and you don't get the full frame, full wide angle frame. You guys will see those 2 big black lines on the side there. So to get the full frame, please hold it to the side. That's the very first important tip right there. So that way you fill up the whole frame of your camera there. Okay, and if you buy one of these equipment, you'll see that. Okay. So again, we're going to be using Splice. Splice is the one-stop shopping that you guys can do. It does everything that you guys would need to create a beautiful, simple movie. Okay? When you guys have mastered this, that you guys can step up to higher-end videos. And it's really easy to use, as some of you guys have played around with. Here is a quick video I made by myself. So, it was a simple movie to make until I got those kids involved, and that's when it was like, can I eat the peach? No, just say the line. Well, why did she get to say the line? Just say the line. I'll let you guys do it. And then arguments. I'm like, oh, so it's true what they say. Little kids and animals. Okay, so it was going smoothly till then. So again, I did that simply with a tripod. It was a matter of just filming everything myself, putting everything in, pressing record, and then sitting down and running back. And then stopping, but I can edit all that out. What I always recommend is this. Here's the cue. Quiet on set. Lets everybody know that they're filming. Okay, camera's rolling. Beep. Record. It's always okay to over-record because you can always edit things out. Recording. Ready. And then point to the actor. You can do the 3, 2. Okay. And then they act. And then give it a second afterwards too. Cut. Always give that a second because we're really fast to kind of edit things out there. We want to let it run because again, you can always edit things out. But once you cut off somebody's line, you got to redo that line again. So allow that time to run. Okay. So it's real simple. Once you load Splice, The plus, you're adding a new video project. I apologize, I'm gonna go fast because I want you guys to work, and I'll walk around and I'll help you guys out. You add in your project, you title your project. It's gonna ask you all these basic general stuff. Just press OK. And then the very first thing you guys are gonna see is adding that footage. It goes straight to saying can you use your camera roll. So everything that you shot on here you can use. For primary teachers, you guys can use still pictures too. So you can use still pictures and a combination of still pictures and video footage too. So if you're showing sports moves, you can take the picture, you can snap it, and use that band. You can use take pictures of posters. For teachers, you guys can use screencastings too. This is what how I got all this film casting. I just went through there. You press these two buttons right here, and it'll take a picture of the actual screen that you're seeing there. So you can use that. So screenshots. Once you pick your camera roll, you go through there and you just touch which pictures you want or video you want. The order that you press in is what's going to show up. So you can go out of sequence too. So remember that the order that you press in, that's what's going to show up. Okay? And remember, it's okay. You can always go back to the camera roll if you forget a clip or reshoot something. Okay? That's the transition. They're going to ask you, do you want a basic transition? They only have one basic transition there, which is the dissolve. It's a good transition to use. I use the dissolve for if you want to show from a time lapse. From this happened from here, minutes later happened here. Otherwise, get rid of it because you don't really need it. You can always add on to it later too. Like when I used that video clip, no time has passed, so I wouldn't use that dissolve. Now, when you're ready to edit, just touch the clip. That menu will show up there. Right here, you have basic, you have the first one, which is, the first one, which is the editor. Can't find my cursor. The editor. The next one is slow motion, cropping the footage, and the last one is duplicate the footage, and the last one is to trash it. So it does basically everything you need. If you want to show guitaring, you want to slow it down a little bit, you can just use the slow motion, and then you can play around with it, and it will get you a menu where you can slow things down and speed things up. You'll get to this next one right here, editing the footage. You'll see a round circle, two blue circles. That's really typical of any editing. Edit in and edit out, beginning and ending edit. And then you just touch that ball and you just drag it where you want the beginning and where you want the editing, and press play so you guys can hear it. Okay, I recommend using earbuds too inside a classroom, so that way you can really hear your footage. When you're done, just click done. And then again, you move it where you need to. Slow motion, you'll see that track where it says fast or slow. You can just speed it up where you want to. Okay? And then when you guys are ready for audio, you press the audio clip. You press the plus button, it will add in, you have two two audio tracks and a voiceover tracks. The voiceover tracks is touchy, so you have to play around with that because I found out that it's hard to line up things perfectly, okay? But that's what you get for a free app. And it tells you the time sequence too, so usually you want to shorten up. When I press the plus button, it asks, do you want to use the standard Splice songs, or do you want to actually go into, use that Beyonce song that you have, use any type of songs, Katy Perry songs, so you can type into your library. Once you get into your main library, you pick your song, and it's going to show up right there. Now, obviously, the song is going to be long if you're shooting a 30-second video footage. So again, when you press on edit, you'll get those two round circles. So you can edit it how short you want it. And when you squish it down there, basically, it comes down, you can see it's shorter. Then I add in another musical track in there, so it will fade to 2 songs if I wanted to, okay? And once you're ready, once you press preview, if you like it, you'll see this button under preview. And you're ready to export, you press export. I always do it in high, so it does the quality better, okay? I found some problems with the app because it's free. If things come up, because I've exported out there and I've had all black screens. I hear the audio, but it's all black. What I've done is go ahead and delete the app. All your footage is still there. And then I delete it, and then, or before I delete it, I can load it again. Try medium, try that first. But if there's still issues, go ahead and delete the apps altogether. The footage is still there in your library, and then reload the app again, and that will troubleshoot some of the issues there, okay? And then once you have it there, it will export it into your photo library. And then from there, when you plug into your Mac, I'm running everything on a Mac, it should automatically throw it into iPhotos. And then from there, you can go and do further editing through iMovie, or you can save it and upload it on YouTube right there. So, because it comes out as a movie file. So through PCs, you have to kind of dig around for it and put it up there. Yes?
So say you have a student that creates the video on their phone, and they bring it in to you that to presenting it to the class?
Depending on what you're using, because it's a standard-based movie file, so that you should be able to view it as a movie file. You know, yeah. Yeah, because once you connect it, because iTunes is offered to PC and Macs. So once you do that, it should automatically kick into to iPhotos, and then you can upload it to iPhotos, and you can view it through there if you have a Mac, or you can pull it out there, and it will be just a movie file. So you put it on an external flash drive, and then they can give it to you, or you can. I wouldn't recommend emailing it because it would be probably too big, depending on how the size. But I always recommend my students to upload it straight to YouTube. You know, YouTube is the best way that I found that we can all share the files. You can put the privacy thing on it, so that way, you know, if you wanted to just have private view, you can just link it. Here's my special link to the video, so only you can watch it. Okay. So that's what I recommend. I tried Box.com. There's too many rules to all that extra, you know, the cloud. But YouTube is the fastest and the quickest way. I can upload a video on YouTube within 30 minutes, and that way I know that it's there, and I know it can be used, and I can set the settings to privacy if I needed to. So, you know, here at our school, we have a permission that goes out there saying we're going to be creating these videos. It's going to be uploaded, you know, so, and everyone can view it. So, you know, so just be aware that teachers out there. Okay, play around with it. I'm going to be walking around with it. The best way to learn, you guys, is just create these videos. And after teachers, when you guys create these videos, have everybody critique it. It's very important, because what can you do better next time? You know, the 3 things. Oh, wow, that was great. That was great. But what can you do to improve on it? If you guys are entering the SEVAs, you have to get 2 of these videos in before you even go up for competition. That's what I found. You know, because then that way you're learning from your mistakes. And by the time you create the video for SEVAs in March, you're all ready to go. You know, it's like playing a song many times. It's like, you know, you get your bugs out first. And by the time you guys create your 3rd videos, you guys can be, you know, somewhat experts on it. You know what you did wrong and what you have to improve on. Okay? So please have fun. You guys have about 30 minutes. I know you guys can do it in 30 minutes. Okay? And if you guys are having trouble too, I have my Mac here. You guys can export it out there, and I'll show you guys how to export things. Okay? So I'll be walking around. So have fun. Use the toys. Okay, imagine the kids running, right? Drop down the camera low and just get a picture of just their feet. Imagine the close up. What do you think? Another rule that I like to say is when you're getting stuff like that, go with the 5 no longer than 10 seconds, because then you have more variety of clips, you know? So it's like, shoot it from a different angle. So one angle you're getting here, switch it around. Same thing, but just switch up that angle. Remember, don't be afraid. Get in close and personal. A couple of the shots, you got to get in close, like you yelling, hey, just 2 seconds, that's it. That's all you need. But it just gets in that variety of shots.